These foods may not be for everyone's taste. Those with arachnophobia especially should be warned. Stay tuned for that strange food. From toxic fish to spiders and our number one strangest food, enjoy the top 10 weirdest foods eaten around the world. Number 10. Fugu. Kicking off our list is fugu, which is the Japanese word for pufferfish. Ever since the picture of a pufferfish next to a shark and the caption reads something like, "Here is the deadliest creature in the world," and it points to the pufferfish. Yeah, people actually love to eat it. Many parts of the fish, especially the liver, are extremely toxic. Overall, its skin contains the extremely poisonous toxin tetrodotoxin, which is 1,250 times stronger than cyanide, and yet it's the ultimate indulgent delicacy in Japan. You have to be an expert chef in a licensed restaurant to be allowed to prepare it. But still, every year dozens of people whose tasting palates are too wild end up being hospitalized or dying. If the pufferfish isn't cooked right, then the consumer will die of asphyxiation or end up being paralyzed. There is no known antidote for the pufferfish's toxin. And here's a wild fact. Did you know that unlike us, or maybe kind of like us, dolphins enjoy pufferfish? There have been strange instances when they caught dolphins bouncing around a pufferfish between them as one would pass around a joint. Apparently, it gives them a high. Number 9. Balut. Next up is balut. Brace yourself for this. It's a duck embryo. Basically, balut are fertilized eggs that are boiled right before they're supposed to hatch, and they're eaten in the shell. So when the time comes to eat it, the fetus is anywhere from 17 to 21 days old. At this point, the beak, claws, bones, and feet are formed, and you can taste the crunch of them. And believe it or not, this is considered a delicacy in countries such as Laos, Cambodia, and the Philippines. Here's where it gets even stranger. In the Philippines, it's a street food that's just as popular as hot dogs are popular in the US. The only difference is they serve it raw. Number 8. Durian. Coming in at number 8 with a potent smell is what's called durian. It's a common fruit in Southeast Asia, and there's no way to put it delicately, but it supposedly smells like raw sewage. The smell usually invokes equally strong reactions from spectators. They either think it has a sweet fragrance or they express intense disgust at the rotten onions, turpentine, and again, raw sewage odor. The smell of it is so powerful that the few locals that find it delicious are banned from taking it and eating it on public transport or inside hotels. If you ever consider trying durian, then just be sure not to drink beer with it. Beer and durian don't mix well and often lead to severe discomfort and bloating. Other than that, it's supposed to have remarkable health benefits. Number 7. Fried tarantulas. Most people would gasp and run away at the sight of a tarantula on their table. Never mind their plate. We would say that's when self-preservation kicks in, when you see that furry 8-legged critter. However, when fried, it's considered one of the strangest delicacies in the world. You'll find this odd menu item in Cambodian menus, where they fry the tarantula and serve it with a chili and lime dressing, and they don't chop it up or anything. On the plate, it stands fried, yes, but crouched on all legs as if they're ready to bounce in your face and scurry to hide somewhere and terrorize the entire household for a week to come. They also leave the fangs on. Supposedly, the body is gooey on the inside while the outside remains crisp, and it tastes like cricket or chicken. These hairy arachnids are usually picked up from the jungle and around the market town of Skuon, and they're worth only a few cents. You can find them in restaurants or buy them from street vendors, who upon your order, pluck one out of the burrow and throw it in the pan with some salt and garlic. Number 6. Casu Marzu. Casu Marzu, also known as Sardinia, is a cheese full of worms and maggots. You can find Casu Marzu in Sardinia and some other parts of Italy, but it's been banned for health reasons. It can still be found on the black market. So what is it? It's a cheese made out of sheep's milk, but it's left out for a few months so that flies can lay eggs on it. The larvae of the cheese fly, Phalophia caseae, then produce enzymes that break down the cheese into a tangy goo. The fermentation occurs as the larvae digest the cheese fats, which cause the texture to turn incredibly soft and have liquid coming out of it. You have to eat the cheese when the maggots inside are still alive because when they're dead, the cheese is considered to be toxic. Maybe it wasn't such a bad decision to ban it after all. Number 5. Sannakji. Coming in at number 5 is Sannakji. A Korean delicacy, like nearly all other strange food and delicacies, is considered a danger to anyone. However, Sannakji is a bit different, as the danger comes from choking on it, not from the dish actually being poisonous. See, Sannakji is live octopus. Not just octopus, it's alive and squirming. After you get over the mental challenge of trying to eat something that's alive, Sannakji presents a physical challenge. The octopus is fighting you as the tentacles tend to stick to any surface they touch. Once the octopus is in your mouth, it can and will suction to your teeth and roof of your mouth and to your tongue. It's a struggle to even get the tentacles off your chopsticks. According to the locals, it's like a party in your mouth, and you're advised to chew thoroughly as the suction cups can stick to your throat, causing you to choke. Number 4. Haggis. No strange food list is complete without haggis, one of Scotland's favorite dishes. Haggis is made from sheep's innards that are mixed with oatmeal, which are then boiled in the sheep's stomach. Chefs have to poke holes in the sheep's stomach so that the sheeps don't explode as the oatmeal expands. Number 3. Jellied Eels. Then next up at number 3, we have jellied eels, which can typically be found in England. So if you ever happen to be in London, you can find street vendors who have jellied eels. Apparently they taste like pickled herring with vinegar, salt, and pimenta, all packed in gelatin. Number 2. Puffin Heart. Gordon Ramsay caused a little bit of a stir when he was seen eating Puffin Heart on TV. So what is it? The puffin, also known as the clown of the ocean or the sea parrot, is a majestic, admittedly cute bird with a colorful beak. You'll often see them flapping their wings and jumping from cliffs to generate enough lift to become airborne in a clumsy manner. Now, prepare to eat their hearts. At least that's what they do in Iceland, where Icelanders have been eating seabirds for sustenance for centuries now. There's actually a sport called sky fishing, in which they catch the low-flying birds in big nests. Hearts aren't actually considered that weird a food until you learn how puffin hearts are eaten. Sometimes it can be smoked, grilled, or pan-fried, but the traditional Icelandic delicacy version calls for the bird's necks being broken, and then the bird is skinned, and then the fresh heart is eaten raw while it's still warm. Number 1. Bird's nest soup. When you think edible, we may even let delicacies like insects and tarantulas pass. But bird's nest? As in the actual bird's nest? That qualifies this dish as one of the strangest foods eaten around the world. There is just something about bird saliva that makes this soup so delicious and gelatinous. This dish is popular in China. They use swift's nest to make a soup, which they call caviar of the East. And it's more expensive than caviar even. Typically, a kilo of nest cost anywhere between $2,000 and $10,000, and a bowl of this soup costs anywhere from $30 to $100. What makes its price tag so expensive are the harrowing obstacles people go through to retrieve the nests. Swiftlets build their nests during their breeding season, which lasts 35 days. So throughout the year, nests can be harvested 3 times only, and they can be found in coastal caves. To get them, you have to have some pretty admirable climbing skills. The dish has been around for centuries, and it's believed to be high in nutritious protein content and that it has aphrodisiac qualities. And those are all the weirdest foods eaten around the world that we have for you today. What do you think of these strange foods? Have you ever tried one of them? Let us know your answers in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. And before you go, if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to Weeklypedia and click that notification bell to be alerted whenever we upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.